So in this section we're going to look at the rivers section of the paper 2 primer. Starting off with resource again. Here we got figure 2, which shows us that as we go from upstream to downstream, discharge increases, channel width, channel depth, average velocity increase, gradient however decreases. And so using figure 2 to describe the changes in gradient and velocity downstream. That's quite straightforward, isn't it? We've got velocity increasing downstream, gradient decreasing downstream. Outline why discharge changes downstream. Think about the type of question we've got here. This is an outline question, so to structure this answer we're thinking about process, maybe one thing causing another. We're also thinking that because it is a outline question, we need to make sure we don't get bogged down in one position and we try and cover a wide range. That's what the outline is looking for. So what I'm interested in here is discharge increases downstream. I can talk about the fact that tributaries are joining together, so we've got tributaries adding to the main channel, and thus there's more water in the river. But I don't want to get bogged down just talking about that. I also need to look at some other information. As we head downstream, channel width increases. Well, I can say that that allows more water to sit in the channel. I could talk about things that aren't in this diagram. It doesn't require me to do so, so there will be more groundwater flow into the channel, etc. Moving on. Use an annotated diagram to explain the formation of an oxbow lake. Now, in this, we're actually going to look at it a little like an outline question, because we've got to show a process from beginning to end. We'll start with the diagram of a slightly waving river or slightly meandering river. Those meanders will get bigger. You want to add some terminology here to show that you understand why they're getting bigger. Where is erosion happening? Where is the river cliff? Where is deposition happening? Where is the slip-off slope? Once you've shown that, you can show the point at which they'll break through and cut off the meander, leaving us with an oxbow lake being separated off from the main channel. Note that because we're using diagrams here, you'll want to annotate some parts of the diagram with single terms, but try and ensure that on each diagram there is a sentence or two in some of the annotations. For a review of studied, explain the choice or choices of management used. Well, we studied Blandford Forum, we studied the River Stour. In this we're in the long answer question, so we're back to point, evidence, explanation. We're going to be looking at in Blandford what they did on the south of the river, where they had a washland and an embankment. You want to explain why they did that and sort of justify this decision. That was the less densely populated area. That area could be made into parkland. And then why did they have a wall to the north of the river? Why did they allow flooding to occur there? And what did they do with that area? How did they pump it out, etc.?